There had never been anything quite like the thick pea super fog that blanketed London 65 years ago. The wind dropped and the air grew damp. For 5 days, smoke from coal fires and power stations was trapped, making it hard to breathe. For the frail and elderly, what became known as the Great Smog was deadly. Initial estimates put the death toll at 4,000. The coal burned in the capital in 1952 turned the city into a death trap, but it was good for growth. It was cold and damp as well as foggy, and the more fuel that was bought, the better it was for the economy. The same applies today. A think tank, the New Weather Institute, estimates there will already have been 8,700 premature UK deaths this year caused by air pollution by the time of next week's 65th anniversary. Some of them would have been avoided had more people worked from home or shared cars to the office. That would have meant fewer cars on the roads and less money spent at petrol stations. It would be good for the nation's health but would reduce gross domestic product. As currently calculated, it would be bad for growth. This is perverse. It is clear from the great smogs that engulfed Beijing in 2015 and New Delhi earlier this month that not all growth is good. Globally, one person dies ahead of their time every 5 seconds due to poor air quality. Yet the idea that success can only be measured by gross domestic product has become a fetish. When growth accelerates, it is a time for national celebration. When growth remains unchanged, it is a cause for concern. When growth falls, it is a time for the newsreaders to put on a long face. Hence the response to last week's budget, in which the Office for Budget Responsibility shaved around half a percentage point off its growth forecasts in each of the next 5 years. This was seen, unambiguously, as a very bad thing indeed. Commentators, me included, I hasten to add, vied with each other to find new ways of describing just how terrible it was. Now, make no mistake, when it comes to the UK economy there is plenty to be concerned about. It is a worry that for the past decade Britain has had to work so hard just to stand still. It matters that people are taking on more debt to finance their spending habits. It is not a great idea to be investing so little and importing so much. Simon Kuznets, who first came up with the idea of GDP, had a point when he said it should exclude harmful things. But it is absurd to believe that GDP provides the best or even an accurate picture of how well the country is really doing. Since the financial crisis, GDP has been going up, largely due to the increase in the size of the population. GDP per head is a better measure, but even then takes no account of how the growth is being divvied up. In recent decades the fruits of growth have largely been snaffled by those at the top.